Sky Sports coverage of the Premier League, brought to you by EA Sports FC.
Right, let's get cracking with the show, Joe. We are approaching the end of the season, so we thought it'd be a good time to bring the Saturday Social whiteboard out and reflect on some of the best players. What's the plan?
Yeah, today we're looking at some of the best signings this season. We're going to build out an 11 of players that were signed this season, the best in each position, effectively. Now, we are going to allow players that were initially signed on loan last January but made permanent in the summer. Because there are a few shouts I know in there that people at home will be saying they weren't signed this summer. But we're going to allow them because it was permanently signed this summer.
Usual rules apply. Each guest will bring a name to the table and then we'll go based on the majority or whoever brings the best argument forward. So in goal, as I say, best signing. So obviously you can't have the likes of Alisson, of course. But best signing, who are you going with? Raya?
David Raya.
Raya and Vicario. OK.
Why didn't you go with Raya?
I'm going to go with the neutral first, because I think this is a very good debate. Why did you go Raya and
It was
not
actually
Vicario?
really close. To be fair, just because I knew Abby would be on the show, I just didn't want to side with her. That's the top reason.
Yeah.
David Raya actually has had some early question marks. How much better has he made them? Is he a bit shaky sometimes? Sometimes like an overemphasis on coming out of his goal and sometimes causing a bit of confusion. But
He's improved
overall,
a lot recently.
That's what I mean. When I actually take a step back and look at it, he has improved. His distribution's fantastic. Every time I see him sort of collect a ball from a cross, or if it's an easy save that he makes, he's right up on his feet, ready to run out. And you can see there's an emphasis on distribution from him. And that is a level up from Aaron Ramsdale. He's a calmer figure than Aaron Ramsdale. And I think Aaron Ramsdale's been really unlucky. But I think you can't say that this move has made Arsenal worse. Like, at the beginning of the season, when there was teething problems, the genuine question was, why has he changed the keeper? I'm not sure about this. Now, you don't need to say that. And his team's fighting for the league, and he's come in from Brentford and done amazing stuff.
But both done really well. Why above Vicario, though? Vicario's got a better save percentage, better XG prevention. Is there a reason?
Faces more shots, so he's the worst team, isn't he?
That's the reason.
If I went off that, I may as well put Onana there. He's faced the most shots. You know what I mean?
What do you think, Abby? I mean, because at the start of the season, there were question marks over Vicario's signing as well, because you guys wanted Raya, reportedly.
Well, look, to be fair, there was, when I was doing my team, it was a slash. And, you know,
you were on the fence.
I was on the fence. And I really rate what David Raya has done coming in. Again, like we said, like, start of the season wasn't great, but he's definitely grown into it. I think he actually commands maybe the box better than Vicario. But I think for what we signed him for, I think it was like 17.
Yeah, unreal.
17 mil. Like, you know, obviously as a Spurs fan, like, he is a real leader. He's probably one of few leaders I feel like we've got in the team, and he's definitely growing into the role more and more. But shot stopping, like, he's unreal. And I think in the high line that we play, he is really important to that. I'm not saying that he's, you know, not got work to do, but I think as a first season coming in replacing Lloris after 10, 11 years, like, it's a big role.
Yeah.
And I think he's been really good.
Yeah, they've both been great, to be fair. And Raya for balance as well. Most clean sheets in the league. And as I say, Vicario's got the great XG prevention. So, but for you, David Raya?
To be fair, I had a bit of slash as well, but I felt like with David Raya, obviously, as an Arsenal fan, I was going to steer that way. But more importantly, the fact that he didn't start the season, he's come in. And he's played so many games, of course, and you forget that he's not actually our player. He's on loan. And that's why I think he's done incredible for us. The amount of top of the league, the amount of clean sheets. So, yeah, David Raya.
OK, we'll stick 2-1, Raya up. Very close. A bit harsh on Vicario.
Harsh on Vicario, man. I think.
Do you think Vicario?
Slash.
You're the neutral. I'd have gone Vicario, but it's 2-1.
I'd have gone Vicario as well, personally, but it's 2-1. It's your team. There we go.
Let's go to right-backs. Let's go to right-back, shall we? Is there an agreement at right-back? Now, I think this is another one it's important to note for the viewers at home. We're allowing this one.
At me like that?
Let's see who you've put first.
Yeah.
We'll put
Pedro Porro,
which I think is fair.
Why did you look at me like this? I don't understand.
Yeah, just for the viewers that might be saying he played for Tottenham last season, as you're about to say. He did play for Tottenham, but he was signed on loan, and then the move was made permanent.
It was an obligation.
So he's been allowed.
We're going to allow it. So let's get Porro up.
That's nice.
Do we need much discussion there? I don't think we do.
No,
he's been
really
good.
good.
He's even got, I think, 7.
And you're picking the Tottenham. I mean, you are tribal with Arsenal, Pip. We know that.
As a football fan, you know, I'm not biased, and I think he's like got one of the most assists as a right back. I think.
Yeah.
Well, don't quote me on that.
He's been absolutely sensational, Pedro Porro.
7 Premier League assists.
Inverting into that midfield role as well.
Just needs a few more goals, but I think it's like most shots with fewest goal return. But he's done so well, like even defensively, he's improved massively.
It's interesting hearing Gary Neville actually recently talk about the developing role of a right back, and now saying how to play inverted from a right back is is such a difficult mindset. He said that actually, that it would take a lot of time to do. So you're all in agreement. I think we can move on.
Centre backs.
So that
should we do it as a pair? Let's do it as a pair. Let's get both the centre backs up. Let's do it as a pair.
Where it gets controversial.
I've seen Pippa's takes here.
Yeah, Pip.
A controversial.
It's got a lot of explaining.
Joe's not having your take.
I'm just a bit confused.
No one's having that take on
Okay, let's have a look. Calvin Bassey and Mavropanos.
What are you doing?
Why not? Because I just knew that you'd go for the obvious picks. I think sometimes you need to
Go for the correct choices.
Yeah,
you would go for the correct choices.
We need to have a bit of a debate to have, you know, the players that are unsung.
Okay.
So honourable mentions. Honourable mentions.
So why haven't you picked Pau Torres and Mickey Van?
Just what's the reason behind Mavropanos? Obviously, West Ham conceded a few goals and just intrigued to...
To be fair, I picked Calvin Bassey because I feel like coming back from Ajax and coming back into the Premier League, he's done a really good job, and he didn't play the full season, having to go off to AFCON and get into the final of AFCON. He's settled in really well at Fulham, and where Fulham are in the table represents how well they've played for their standard, and I feel like he's got good attributes.
Him and Tosin have been...
To be fair, most successful passes for Fulham this season, actually.
And like Anthony Robinson outside him, that whole unit has been great.
This shout was just rogue, I'll be honest.
It was rogue,
I just didn't think.
Flex's reaction when he saw that was...
to be fair, though, West Ham's league position, I know they've taken some hammerings in, you know, singular results, but they've gone fairly deep in Europe, obviously beaten by one of the best teams we've seen in years in Leverkusen, and they're doing OK in the Premier League, so that's not totally...
No, I agree.
We all know who's going on the board, but we need to...
Let's just discuss Pau Torres and Mickey then.
Yeah.
How good's Mickey been?
Oh, so good. I mean, look, I know what people will say, look at how many goals Tottenham have conceded, but it's not down to Mickey van der Ven, in my opinion, and anyone who wants to talk about Newcastle, you know, anyone can have a bad day. But for me, he is a actual Rolls-Royce of a centre-back. He's going to be one to watch for years to come. The pace, again... like
quickest player in the Premier League clocked from centre-back.
And I think that the way that we play with that high line, we can do that to an extent, but we can try and do that because of him, because of the recovery pace that he has. You know, pops at the odd goal here and there, but I think as a first season, the job coming into a new back line at Tottenham, Romero's the only one, including the keeper, that has been there, you know, prior to this season. So for me, he's done a really good job. I absolutely love him. I can't wait to see how good he gets.
He's good, man. At the game at Old Trafford, when Spurs came for the 2-2, that's the first time I'd seen him play in person. And the speed, some of the recoveries into that left channel, I just looked at him up.
Got to talk about Pau Torres as well. This is an incredible stat. 71% win ratio in the Premier League when he's starting, 30% win ratio when he's not. I'm glad you've picked him because he's been brilliant.
He's Emery's boy as well from Villarreal. He's a boyhood Villarreal fan. It took him a lot to get out of Villarreal. Big decision for him. He's been linked with United in the past and other big clubs. Always chose to sort of stay true to himself and win with Villarreal. But he's been fantastic.
2-1. You both sorry, Pete. That's how it works.
Don't be sorry.
2-1. Mickey and
if you're
Pau.
watching, boys, I did that for you.
Left back. Now, a bit of contention. Abbi, I saw you in the week. You were very unhappy that you couldn't pick a doggy. But again, just to clarify, although he didn't play for Spurs last season, he was signed last season and loaned back
as well.
So he wasn't allowed to pick. But he's who you would have picked.
He is who obviously I would have picked, and not trying to make this a whole Spurs back line with a really poor defensive record. Trying to not be biased there, but I feel like Doggy's been great, and again, really pivotal to the way that we play with the inverted.
But you've all gone, I believe, with the same.
Josko, who was a big fee, and there was a bit of pressure on him when he first arrived.
And he's not, you know, traditional left back, is he? None of Pep's backline are traditional, the positions they're meant to be, and that's just what it is if you play for Pep. But out of the signings in that area this year, you know, they're competing for the league. He's found a way. He's scored some big goals as well.
Madrid goal.
Ridiculous with his
I mean, was it 4 days later, the goal against Luton as well?
Yeah, so, you know, he's fit into that. You know, Ake could have gone into that in a different season because he's obviously done it at times. But I think Gavardio, out of the signers that are available, who's played left back.
I think that's actually a really interesting point Flex makes about players that play in different positions. I heard Jack Grealish say adapting to the different system, and obviously players in Pep's system are being asked to play in different positions. But you've both gone with Guardiola, so let's stick him on.
Stick him on. Into midfield.
Complete agreement.
Is there any midfield agreement? I'm presuming there's one midfielder that everybody has got here.
One by one?
Yeah, I think...
DM first?
DM, well...
I don't even know.
I'm just going to do what's in order in front of me.
Let's have a look at Declan Rice.
There we go.
Let's get it out of the way.
Are you sure? Is he getting
obvious here?
Abbi, from a Spurs fan, even you've got to admit, he's been immense, hasn't he?
I'd love him at Spurs.
Absolutely
Didn't
brilliant
you?
player. Oh, yeah.
I'd love
brilliant
him.
player. He's never injured either. He plays every minute of every game, never injured.
Machine, mate.
Yeah, touch wood, obviously.
He's like a machine. He's the perfect six. He can kind of play in that box-to-box 8 as well if you want him to.
Yeah.
I feel like if Arsenal win the league, he is a massive factor as to why he was worth the money 100%. I know you don't want to always pay more for him, which is really weird. And keep asking West Ham, let's give you more money. But he's been amazing for what he's done and come in. Also, the leadership aspect pops up with goals late on, big goals as well, late on in games. And I just think, I feel like we all rated him, obviously, when he was at West Ham and, you know, even through England. But I feel like this season he's gone to a new level. Like, signing of the season.
Yeah, a lot of West Ham fans are quite angry about that, aren't they? That people are constantly talking about Declan Rice now.
Yeah, when
but he's been doing it for years. Yeah. But one thing people said was adding goals. Also, as well as the interceptions, the ball carries, the tackles, which he exceeds in, it's his best Premier League season for goals and assists. So he's improved dramatically from already an unbelievable player.
That speaks volumes to the midfielders that play around him as well. So when you have a midfield of Odegaard and Partey, which we haven't seen often this season, we saw it the other day, it gives Declan Rice room to move forward and get into the box and add those goals and assists to his games. And now he's on set pieces and on corners as well for Arsenal. So, he's done amazing.
Stick him up.
Yeah, let's stick him up.
All right, I think there's going to be some debate over the next couple of positions, potentially.
Should we do the two?
Yeah, let's see your other two midfielders.
See, you say I'm biased.
Two Liverpool players. OK.
Wait, hold on a minute.
Matched it.
Wow, you've agreed. And so you both got Endo McAllister.
Yeah.
You've got Kai Havertz in a midfield role.
He's a midfielder. I know Arteta plays him in number 9, but he's a midfielder.
But what's his better role for you?
Everything.
What do you think his better role is, Havertz?
His better role is when he scores.
As a number 9. There is a couple of agreements here. So
I'm going to start with Endo, right? Listen, you know my affinity to Liverpool is not that, but you have to call it as it is. For such a low-cost signing at the age that he is, with the rebuild in midfield that Liverpool would have had to do, he's been one of the most important players. Every time I've seen him play, he's so neat and tidy on the ball. He makes things tick. He understands where to be. He's got legs. He can get about the park, and it goes hand in hand with the McAllister, which I put them both together because I think he's an enabler. I think he allows McAllister to go and do what he needs to do. He
hasn't only started 16 Premier League games, though.
I think he's good.
I think I've seen enough on the sample size of what we've seen. I think he is that little engine room that Liverpool needed. And like you said, one allows the other to go be great and, you know, play more forward and do that role that he's been so good at Liverpool. And he's just, I think, even improved so much from when he was at Brighton. McAllister for me. So I think that it's a fair shout on signing of the summer to have that partnership.
What about Alex Iwobi? I think Alex Iwobi's a really good shout.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
I think I've read a different brief to these guys. I'm not sure. But, like, Iwobi, I feel like the transfer itself, in my opinion, was random. Going from Everton to Fulham was a bit like, what's going on there? Why has he gone to Fulham? But I feel like he's galvanised that midfield. And he plays in like as a utility player, but mainly in the midfield. And he's scored some big goals for them this season, especially the one against Man United as well. Thought I'd put that in there. But yeah,
he scored.
Wow.
But I feel like he's been a big factor in Fulham's table position, how they've been performing this season.
Yeah. Best Premier League goal scoring season.
A couple of other shouts that aren't here. I think where's Ross Barkley?
I know.
Barkley.
We spoke about Ross Barkley.
Where is Ross Barkley?
They were going to put him in.
Even Ward-Prowse as well. He's done
Yeah.
well. Edson Alvarez.
There's so
There's a
many.
lot.
The Ross Barkley
James
one,
Maddison?
definitely.
The only reason I didn't put James Maddison is because he's fallen off a bit and he hasn't had a complete season.
What start to the season?
Yeah,
Premier Player of the
amazing
Month,
start to
goal
the season.
contribution.
But
Unbelievable start, but I think from when the injury, from that kind of the Chelsea game where a lot of things happened, but since he's come back, I don't feel like he's been at the same level he was before, probably because he's still probably carrying a little bit.
I'll be honest though, I don't mind the praise for Alex Iwobi.
No.
Like,
Yeah, I think maybe McAllister.
Okay, so you're happy to go McAllister?
I think McAllister's
So even though 2-1, you're both happy to concede Iwobi?
I don't mind.
just to mix it up a bit.
Okay, yeah.
Otherwise, we're going to have big six and
Yeah.
top 6 clubs in there, aren't we?
Yeah.
Okay, should we go with...
So you're just going to do
Also-
flat three?
Flat
Flat three.
yeah.
Also, I think a bit of a shout out to Adam Wharton, who
Yes.
since he's arrived at Palace has been
shout.
unreal.
Tidy player.
Such a good footballer.
Tidy player. I'm glad you said that.
Yeah, honestly, he's so good.
I thought I overrated him too, but I really like him, yeah. Right wing, do we do next? How do you want to do this? Depends what systems you're playing.
I mean, I've mixed mine around a bit to accommodate what I've
Okay.
got.
Yeah.
Go on then.
I'll show you who my right winger is.
Yeah.
Cole Palmer.
Same. Okay.
Cole Palmer.
All happens. I think we can accommodate him on the right wing. He's kind of floats all over the place,
Yeah.
but generally
Has to be in the team.
I had to put him in the team somehow.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's just put him up because I mean we are talking about one of the most remarkable breakthrough seasons
Incredible.
we've ever seen, aren't
The
we?
fact that he's on course, he's in contention for the Golden Boot is incredible.
Yeah.
Where does he sit in the terms of England pecking order, do you think?
I mean-
Starts, playing, what sort of...
I think, he definitely goes.
Definitely, yeah, he's
definitely
definitely
goes.
100%.
I mean, it's hard to say you wouldn't start him, but it depends kind of what we're thinking Gareth's gonna do. But he's definitely in with a shout of starting. Yeah. He is so versatile. You can literally play him anywhere across the front if you wanted to. For me, the fact that he has literally carried Chelsea this season, without him, they'd probably be battling relegation, and that's not a dig. That's probably true. It is mad. It's just the step up as well from being kind of in and around the squad with City, but obviously not playing week in, week out, to taking on literally carrying a club and scoring and being in contention for a golden boot is
incredible.
Huge.
And, small club.
And the fee as well. The fee that they paid, everything about that signing is just incredible. Let's have a look at your other two then.
Yeah, let's have a look. Let's read them both at the same time.
Boom.
So there's a big agreement on Kudus.
Oh, okay, so Havertz.
They have got Havertz, but they've got him in a more advanced position.
Let's talk about Kudus then, because, as I say, there'll be a lot of West Ham fans watching that want to talk about him. Is he an easy pick for you, Abby?
Yeah, I feel like, obviously there was a lot of people that he was kind of linked to in the summer, but for me, it's like the strength. You can see also the way he carries the ball. He's so progressive with it, holds it up really well. Also, the finishing on him is a joke. And I think he's a really easy option to put on the
Let's stick him on then, if you've all got him.
Well, on the list. As a United fan, honestly, I'm like...
Why do you not
we've gone and raided Ajax and spent big money on Martinez. That was good. And then you look at the Antony situation, and this guy's half the price. Like,
I think he's got the most successful dribbles in the Premier League by like 20, and he's only played 70% of the minutes. Yeah. It's unbelievable on the ball.
So good.
Cunha's a good shout as well, by the way.
Unreal season. The amount of goals he scored for Wolves and assists, I think he's had
11 goals, 6 assists.
Yeah,
that was between. I had him first actually, and then I went, oh, Havertz probably got to get in there.
Yeah, this is tough because it's obviously he was another player that was signed last January, wasn't he? Loan with an obligation to buy. Havertz was a big fee, and there was question marks for the first half of the season. So maybe we should ask the Arsenal fan here. You go with Cunha because you have picked Cunha over the Arsenal.
Yeah,
I know. I mean, from an unbiased point of view, I would go for Cunha because of the team he plays in and what he's doing for Wolves.
There you go.
But I wanted Havertz in the team. He was in my part.
Yeah,
you're going Cunha.
So you pick.
You pick. It's on you as the Arsenal fan.
I don't think Havertz has been praised enough this year.
So you're happy to concede to Cunha?
This
is the honourable mention.
Okay.
Yeah.
The honourable mention.
It's got to be Havertz. I think he's taken so much stick.
Yeah.
What does he do? What's he
11 goals, 5 assists for Havertz. 11 goals, 6 assists for Cunha, so it's close. But there is confirmation. Yeah, there is confirmation. I think some good shouts there. Yeah, Let us know of what you think of that team and if there's any players that we didn't
shout out Chris Wood as well. If we're counting the likes of Cunha and we're counting Porro, Chris Wood's got 12 goals.
Yeah, good point.
And he was alone with an obligation to buy.